welcome back. If you are new here, this channel is all about marriage, faith, and building a life together that actually lasts. Make sure you subscribe so you do not miss what we have coming up. And if this video speaks to your heart today, share it with a couple that needs to hear it. Let me ask you something. When you got married, what were you expecting? Most of us, if we are honest, were expecting to feel happy, to feel loved, to feel complete, and there is nothing wrong with wanting those things. They are beautiful desires. But here is where a lot of couples run into trouble. They build their entire expectation of marriage around happiness. So when the honeymoon phase fades, when the arguments start, when life gets heavy and communication gets hard, they start to panic. They start to think they married the wrong person, or that their marriage is broken. But what if the hard moments are not signs that your marriage is failing? What if they are actually signs that God is doing His most important work? Here is what Scripture shows us. In Ephesians chapter 5, Paul compares marriage to the relationship between Christ and the church. And the love Christ has for the church is not a comfortable, passive love. It is a refining love. It pursues, it sacrifices, it transforms. So when God joins two people together in marriage, He is not simply arranging a lifelong companionship. He is creating something much more purposeful than that. He is creating a space where two imperfect people are slowly shaped and stretched and made more like Christ. That is the purpose of marriage. And it is far greater than happiness alone. Now I want to be really clear about something here, because I do not want you to hear this the wrong way. God is not against happiness in your marriage. Joy and laughter and tenderness and delight are all beautiful gifts. And they absolutely flourish in a healthy marriage. So this is not about lowering your expectations. This is about understanding the difference between happiness and holiness. Happiness is circumstantial. It rises and falls with how you feel, how your spouse is behaving, how your finances are doing, and how smoothly life is going. That makes it unstable. Happiness alone cannot carry the full weight of a lifelong covenant. Holiness is different. Holiness forms gradually, through consistency, through surrender, through choosing to do the right thing even when it is the hard thing. And it does not depend on circumstances. In fact, God often develops it most powerfully in the middle of difficult seasons. And here is what holiness produces that happiness never can on its own. A deep, steady, anchored love. The kind that holds firm even when feelings come and go. The kind that keeps two people together not because everything is perfect, but because God is at the center of it. One of the most humbling things about marriage is how clearly it reveals what is already inside us. Not what our spouse puts there, but what was always there, waiting for the right conditions to come out. Think about it. Around friends and coworkers, we manage ourselves pretty well. We keep our pride in check. We appear patient and generous and easygoing. But that changes quickly when we are living in close daily proximity to another person, when there is no audience, no performance to maintain. That is where marriage does its revealing work. The selfishness that only surfaces under pressure. The need for control we had dressed up as responsibility. The insecurity that comes out as criticism. The fear that presents itself as anger. None of those things were created by your marriage. They were simply uncovered by it. And here is what I want you to understand. God allows that uncovering on purpose, not to shame you, but to show you exactly where grace is needed. Because you cannot work on what you cannot see. The discomfort of being truly known, flaws and all, is not a sign that something is wrong with your marriage. It is actually the beginning of real intimacy, and the starting point for real change. I want to speak to someone right now who might be in a hard season in their marriage. Maybe the early excitement has faded. Maybe communication feels harder than you expected. Maybe you have quietly wondered whether you made a mistake. I want you to hear this. That discomfort is not evidence that God has stepped away from your marriage. In many cases, it is evidence that He is very much present in it. God cares more about your character than your comfort, and character is rarely built in easy seasons. It builds through hard conversations, through consistency, through the daily choice to love someone who is, just like you, still being shaped by God. So if you are in a hard season right now, try not to rush past it before you have received what it has to offer. Pray together. Seek wise counsel when you need it. Stay open to what God might be showing you about yourself. Because hard seasons walked through with faith and honesty often become the very foundation on which the strongest marriages are built. So let me give you 4 practical things you can start doing right now to pursue holiness together in your marriage. Number 1, pray with honesty. Not just safe, surface-level requests, but the kind of prayer that admits weakness and asks God to work in both of you. There is something deeply unifying about standing before God together as two people who know they need His grace. Number 2. Choose curiosity over frustration. When your spouse does something that bothers you, try asking what might be underneath the behavior before you react to it. Curiosity slows down judgment and opens the door to real understanding. Number 3. Repair things quickly. Conflict will happen in every marriage, but bitterness is a choice. The couples who thrive are not the ones who never argue. They are the ones who come back to each other quickly and sincerely. A timely, genuine apology does more for a marriage than almost anything else. And number 4. Notice and name growth. Holiness moves slowly. So make a habit of acknowledging the ways your spouse is growing and the ways you are too. Gratitude and encouragement create the kind of environment where change keeps happening. Here is the beautiful paradox at the heart of all of this. When you stop demanding that marriage make you happy, you often find that it does. More deeply and more lastingly than it ever could have if happiness had been your only aim. When you accept that God designed marriage to make you holy, something shifts inside you. The pressure eases. The hard moments feel meaningful rather than threatening. Your spouse becomes someone you are growing alongside, not someone you are measuring against your expectations. Your marriage is not failing when things get hard. It is working exactly as God intended. He is working in you, in your spouse, and in the commitment you share together. Holiness forms in every conversation, every apology, every act of forgiveness, and every decision to keep loving when it would be easier to walk away. That is not a lesser kind of marriage. That is the most beautiful kind of love there is. If this video encouraged you today, I would love for you to give it a like and share it with someone whose marriage could use this reminder right now. And if you are not subscribed yet, hit that subscribe button so you do not miss our next video. For more faith-based Bible teachings and devotionals, head over to walkingwiththelord.net. And for more marriage and family encouragement, visit us at blissfullywedded.com. The links are in the description below. We will see you in the next one. And remember, God is not finished with your marriage yet.